crypto, the future of money, a revolution against banks. And at the same time, like that same get rich quick scheme your friend keeps sending you while still working night shifts. If crypto were a person, it would be that guy who calls himself an entrepreneur, but is really just going door to door selling something. And yeah, if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm very skeptical about crypto. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why I think it's one of the most overhyped and dangerous ideas of our generation. Let's start from the beginning. The idea of digital money isn't new. The first concepts of electronic payments appeared back in the 1980s. But the real starting point came in 2009, when Bitcoin was introduced. And back then, it sounded like a revolution. Money without banks, without governments, without control. A system that gives people complete freedom. Sounds perfect. But there's one problem. Reality looks very different. It's been over 15 years. And the question is simple. Has crypto become real money? The short answer, no. Yes, technically you can buy things with Bitcoin, but in real life, you don't use it to pay for groceries, rent, or coffee. And even where it's accepted, it's often instantly converted into traditional money. So crypto isn't really used as a currency, even when it's accepted. And the reason is simple. It's unstable, expensive to use, and risky. Saying Bitcoin is a convenient currency is like saying you can cut grass with nail scissors. Technically, yes. Practically, no. So if it's not a currency, what is it? It's a speculative asset. Its price depends purely on how much someone else is willing to pay for it. Not profits, not a business, not cash flow, just supply and demand. And this is where things get interesting. Because if it's just a speculative asset, then it should be a good investment, right? Not exactly. Crypto is extremely volatile. Its price can skyrocket and crash just as fast. And that's why even large investors treat it very cautiously. They don't go all in. They allocate a small portion as a risk bet. And that tells you a lot, because people who manage billions don't like gambling. And crypto is very close to gambling. And here's an important point. Bitcoin is the strongest version. Now imagine what happens with thousands of other crypto projects, millions of tokens, and most of them simply disappear. They don't just drop, they go to zero. And unlike stocks where there are at least underlying assets, in crypto, you often get nothing. Just an empty project and silence. And that's not all. Even things designed to be safe have failed. Take stablecoins, for example. The idea was simple, crypto tied to the dollar. But even they couldn't withstand market stress. Some collapsed within days, wiping out billions of dollars. So the logical question is, okay, if the coins themselves are risky, maybe the exchanges are reliable? No, there were platforms that looked completely legitimate. Investors, marketing, big names. And then it turned out customer funds weren't being used as promised, and everything collapsed. Fast, unexpectedly, and with no way to recover the money. And here's the most interesting part. After all of this, crypto is still popular. Why? Because at the core of it all is one simple thing: greed. People see stories of overnight wealth. They're afraid of missing out. And the cycle repeats again and again. Hype to growth, to crash, to silence, to new hype. And every time new people believe this time will be different. But usually, it isn't. The irony is that when things break, the reaction is always the same. How could this happen? In an industry with no real control, no consistent rules, and a huge amount of anonymity, maybe the blockchain technology itself has potential. But the way it's being used today, it looks more like a casino than a financial system. And that's why I'm skeptical about crypto. Not because I don't understand it, but because I do. It's the same stories, the same promises, the same cycle. This isn't necessarily the future of finance. It might just be a beautiful illusion, one that disappears the moment you try to grab it. If this video made you see crypto differently, subscribe. And write in the comments, is crypto an opportunity or just a well-disguised risk?